I had finished about 15 minutes before the first bomb went off.
Something just blew up.
I was actually right across the street from the second bomb.
Many people injured, and those injuries are severe.
I believe it was around mile 20, 21, right around in there somewhere.
These Northwoods runners have all raced in the Boston Marathon multiple times and were there when the explosions hit last year. The emotions are still fresh.
It was unbelievable. It was surreal.
It was kind of an interesting experience that you don't want to experience again.
Angry that somebody would do that to this cherished race, you know, try to tarnish it like that.
The bombs killed 3 people and injured more than 260 others.
I had run right alongside those barricades on the left side of the finish line because that's where my wife usually stands. Thankfully this year she was on the other side.
The second one went off and you could actually see kind of some of the injuries and the people lying on the ground.
Somebody said a bomb went off somewhere, and then I heard somebody say, well, what does that got to do with the marathon?
I can remember the color of the clothes that the people that were blown in the street were wearing. I mean, you can remember everything like that, and the smell of the smoke.
Thankfully, no one in their group was hurt, but it's still difficult for them to understand why it happened.
A lot of people run Boston as kind of a celebratory run, and to have something like that happen just makes it all the more tragic.
The explosions forever changed the Boston Marathon, but runners aren't afraid to race. They want to make sure the tradition of the marathon is never ruined.
Runners are determined people. They're coming back in droves to run the race, and it's going to be a great celebration, I think, this year.
You meet people who are like, oh, I never run a marathon before, but after Boston I decided to run marathons.
Now 1 year later, crossing the finish line will have even more meaning.
The only thing that's changing, I believe, is the security, but the excitement of Boston will never go away.
You come around the corner, and it's 2 or 3 blocks to the finish line, and I think I'm just going to stop there for a minute and, just say a little prayer or reflect on what happened last year, how lucky we are to be able to do it again this year.
For Northwoods Spotlight, Marisa Silvas, Newswatch 12 Sports.
I imagine my hands like, whoa, look at height.